Dark Dimension 5 right around the corner. It is time to start prepping now. So in this video, I'm going to give you my top 5 picks for each of the sections: the city, global, cosmic, and of course the legendary. And of course, we're going to get some no restriction picks as well. And we're taking a look at the new roster planner over on msf.gg, plus looking at your questions from Discord, from the mailbag. We do this every week. And before we get to that, let's take a look at what we need for Dark Dimension revealed in last Friday's blog post. We're starting off with no restrictions as we had in Dark Dimension 3 and 4. Then we go to city. So instead of global first, we're going city first, then global, then cosmic, then legendary. I got all my picks for you coming up in just a little bit. Plus, we're going to take a look at that roster organizer on msf.gg. But without further ado, before we get to all that, it is time to give a big shout out to the sponsor of this video. With Halloween right around the corner, it's time to rank the best spooky Halloween champions in Raid Shadow Legends. Brackus the Shifter is the spooky champion with a number 3 rank. He comes from the Skinwalker faction, and when he dies, he comes back to life and immediately gets a turn. And the number 2 Halloween champion is Harvest Jack. He's a member of the evil undead hordes, and he loads up his enemies with a lot of debuffs, and he has 2 AoE attacks. And the number 1 spooky Halloween champion is Madame Ceres of the Dark Elves. And while she's only an epic champion, she offers so much more control over her enemies, and she's even better than most legendaries. And if you want to try to get some of these Halloween champions of your own, you got to come here to the summoning portal. So let's try to pull some champions, see what we get. Will we get a good one or a bad one? Oh, it is a good one. And there's even more for Halloween and Raid this month. There's a non-stop schedule of events and activities, including an absolutely jam-packed Halloween lineup. We're talking big rewards, tournaments against other players, and special fragment events to get some special brand new legendary champions. And if you're a new player and want to get a huge head start in Raid, all you need to do is click on the link in the description or scan my QR code, and in your account, you receive the free epic champion Chonoru, who is actually a little spooky herself. You'll also get 200,000 silver, 1 experience booster, an energy refill, and an ancient shard so you can summon more awesome spooky champions of your own. And all this awesome treasure is going to be waiting for you in your inbox right here, but don't wait. It's only available for the next 30 days, and it's only for new players. So what are you waiting for? Check out the link in the description and download Raid today. Yeah, so big shout out to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring this video. Make sure you use the link in the description if you want to check that game out. But without further ado, it is now time to get to your questions for the mailbag. Boom, first question of the week. Hey, Valley. Hope you and the fam bam are doing well. Question on Red Star credits. I'm currently sitting on 300 Red Star credits. I'm assuming this is the silver promotion credits. Hoarding them for the next big game-changing rooms, but I'm tempted to spend some now on Deathpool. I already have Kestrel Surfer at 6 Red Star, Deathpool at 6 yellow. And all right, so I need to ask you this, because everybody has different places in everybody is at different places in their roster. Everybody's trying to accomplish different things in the game, whether it be different raids, whether you're more competitive in war. Now, I'm not sure what the correct answer is for your roster, but let me pose these questions. Is putting that next star, that 6th star on Deathpool, going to change anything for you? Is it going to make you get through some of these nodes a lot easier in Doom? Is it going to be more helpful for you in War? Those are the 2 places I think Deathpool shines. I don't think she's going to be viable even in a non-Infinity Watch arena if you're in an earlier shard. So you're looking at War, you're looking at raids. Will that next star on her help you in the raids? Will it help you in War? Are you going to win more War battles? Are you going to take more rooms because of that? Or are you going to get through certain nodes a lot easier, maybe one-shotting nodes that you're privileged to 2-shotting? If the answer is yes to any of these questions, and if assuming War is important to you, then yes, I would use that star on that. If you get that star, it's not really going to change your game too much. It's not going to give you more nodes in the raids. It's not going to give you more wins in War. Then I probably would save it. You know, she's a great character, but if your usage is not going to justify that Red Star promotion, and this goes the same for T4s as well, guys. If it's not going to help you in any meaningful way, then just save it and use it for the next character. That's my opinion on that one. If you guys have any other thoughts, let me know in the comments. Next question, though. Hey, ValleyFlyin, the battle pass seems to be the last stop before a character becomes farmable. Emma being in there Makes me think they'll take her out of the milestone orbs and make her easier to obtain. That was my initial thought when I first saw her in the battle pass as announced. My first thought was, oh, they're locking that costume behind the paywall of the battle pass. Next was like, oh, what's going to happen to Emma? Do you think that this is the case? And if so, who is going to take her place in the milestone orbs? Deathpool, perhaps. Deathpool is actually a very good choice. I'm going to go even older than that, though. I'm going to think that they're going to give us older characters, but good characters. And the two that fit in that bill are two characters that were meta changing at the time of the release, leaping forward in power. Silver Surfer is probably my first choice. Kestrel is my 1B choice. So 1A and 1B for Silver Surfer and Kestrel, but Deathpool is actually a good choice right there for that. So we'll see what happens. Scopely is very hard to predict. Even with some of their official things, they change it at the last second. So I think their intent was to get Emma out of there, get a new character in there. We'll see what that character is though. But my prediction at this point, 1A Silver Surfer, 1B Kestrel, and probably my second choice would be Deathpool in there. But yeah, I think if they do something like that, they would have to make it a good character like one of those, like Deathpool or Silver Surfer Kestrel. But that is my prediction. We'll see what happens. All right, ValleyFlyin. I just unlocked my new warriors, Deathpool at gear tier 14, Cloak and Dagger gear tier 12. My alliance is doing Doom 1. Should I invest them for Doom? Since I have the Mystic at the end of the Doom lane, since I'm struggling with Bio, should I put more resources into Symbiotes? That's kind of what I did. So let me go into the game and show you what node I have, or what section in the Doom 2 raids I have. And that is all the way on this section here. So I start off with Bio, then we go to skill, then it's this nasty tech section, and then I finally have the Mystic section and in mutants. So the way I'm putting my resources is make sure that I can get past this Bio section. So similar to what you're doing, I'm putting my resources in Bio. For me, that was Symbiotes, whether it's some combination of Symbiotes or Phyla-Vell or some other characters. I would invest in that first, because if you can't get past Bio, if you can't get past skill, and there's horrible tech section, you really have no use for the Mystic section. Now, if you're on this side and you got this mutant and then Mystic right away, you're gonna have a little more value from the new warriors. But yeah, so what I did, invest in those guys first in the order that you're gonna face them, or that you're gonna need them in the raids. That's what I did. Seemed to work well for me, conserving resources. But yeah, if upgrading Deathpool and Cloak and Dagger is gonna give you nothing extra in the raids because you're locked behind a tech section or the skill section, then yeah, do those sections first. Because again, like the last question, the Red Star promotion, if it's not going to do you anything to be investing in these characters as far as gear and using your training mats and gold to level them up, they're just really giving you no value. So invest in the characters that are going to give you value right now. And for you, that would be the Bio section. So that would be my answer for that one, brother. All right, next question though. Hey, Valley, I'm in Doom 1.1, currently using Beast, Colossus, Wolverine, Black Bolt, and Iceman. Should I wait to unlock Phoenix to do this node, or keep trying with this tune? I don't think these tunes are good. I don't think Phoenix is good. I think so. If you're in Doom 1.1, I'm not sure where the Black Bolt is coming from, because he's a Bio. I'm not sure if those are the only characters that you have that are able to enter with the blue ISO 8, or if you're looking to build up other characters. If you're looking to build up other characters, Phoenix really does not have a lot of value nowadays, so don't wait for Phoenix. But I would try to unlock the other mutant legendary, or I guess there's Magneto as well, but the other hero mutant legendary, which is Jubilee. So she is going to be more valuable, a part of filling out that Axemen team. You got some other characters as part of that Axemen that are farmable. Beast is somewhere, Kitty Pryde is somewhere, Iceman, I forget where it is, but Bishop is in a war store, so harder farm. But yeah, that's going to be better for the mutant sections. The Bio sections, like Symbiotes, work way better. So I don't see a lot of value for Black Bolt in Doom 1.1. But yeah, and if you're 1.1, not in 2.0, the Axemen, or the Dad Bros, excuse me, with Sinister, Emma, they work pretty well as well. So hopefully that helps you. I would try to kind of blow up that team. Beast is good. Wolverine, I wouldn't invest too much into him unless you're going for war offense. Iceman is good, but the other characters I would probably scrap. So Iceman and Beast, keep them for the Axemen. The rest of them, I would use some different teams, brother. Hopefully that helps you. All right, next question though. ValleyFlyin, hope all is good. My question is, with Omega Red being released pretty much as the linchpin for the Weapon X team, why are there so many rooms to have him as the Horseman for Apocalypse? So I guess it's supposed to be rumors, but I think the Horseman rumor is way down the road. The initial rumor that I heard from Drew was they're going to have 4 legendary characters. And if we look at how often they release these legendary characters, they don't release a lot of them per year. Maybe 2. If they're really pushing it, possibly 3. But I'm thinking it's like either 2 or 3, which means that we're not going to get Apocalypse. If indeed the rumors are true for all of these legendary characters to be as Horsemen for way down the road. So he could, Omega Red could possibly be both. The killer of Heroes for Hire, the much needed killer of Heroes for Hire in Alliance War, and also Horsemen down the road. What I was hearing from Drew was they're trying to make characters viable on multiple teams. Hence why the rumors about Emma Frost being on some Hellfire Club team, still helping the Marauders, and maybe on some other teams as well. I think their intent is to make characters that are working well on multiple teams, but we'll have to see. Like I said in a previous question, Scopely changes things so quickly. So even rumors that may be true at the time that they were announced, they may be changed like the very next day. So it's yeah. There's a lot of changes that go on at Scopely, Boundless. So that is I guess that was the rumor at the time. Who knows if Apocalypse is still rumored to be with Omega Red and the rest of the Horsemen, but yeah, we'll have to see. It's very hard to get these rumors consistent when things change so much as Scopely. All right, if Dormammu brings everyone back at least once on a team with him, with Strange, Scientist Supreme, Minerva, who do hold on, let me read this again. If Dormammu brings everyone back at least once, and you team in with Strange, Scientist Supreme, and Minerva, who all do at least one revive, do you think that's substantially to last in any that's sustained to be the last in any game mode? A good healer as the 5th you think would be unstoppable? Yes, I think so, but here's the thing. When you're looking at his kit, it said that he cannot revive. So if we go look at him, yeah, let's just go into the kit. Let's see if we can find this thing, because I remember him saying that he couldn't revive. But oh yeah, it says it right here on the top of his passive. This character cannot revive. So I guess if Strange was bringing out Scientist Supreme or Minerva was bringing some of them back, they could bring each other back, but none of them will be able to bring back Dormammu. But Dormammu could bring them back, and they could bring each other back. It's gonna be a very, very strange team, but that thing that he cannot revive makes it a little weird. I guess you could add Nobu into this as well, Aussie Rob. Everyone forgets Nobu's passive is so strong that even when he dies, it still can bring characters back to life. So let's go with Strange, Scientist Supreme, Minerva, Nobu, and Dormammu. Maybe. And let's not use a good healer. I don't know what good healers there are in the game, because Shuri's not as good anymore because they're low health. Well, you'd think the team would be unstoppable. Maybe. I mean, we're gonna have to do some play testing. We don't Dormammu not available on the playtest server yet, so we're gonna have to do some testing and make sure that his kit actually works like the way it's worded in last week's blog post. Because as we know, the past few months of blog posts, there's been a lot of inaccuracies. So who knows if that is how Dormammu's kit is actually look when it comes into Marvel Strike Force. Let's move on to the next question. Hello, Vala. Again, this week my question is focused on raid, Doom raid specifically. My alliance completed Doom 2 normal difficulty at 100%. Oh, nice. That is farther than my alliance has gotten this week. And since all the nodes seem to have jumped in difficulty with teams, my alliance mates used to beat the nodes before, while all of it has started having problems clearing the same nodes. Now, I can't tell from this, but I guess you guys completed normal difficulty Doom 2. Did you guys jump up to Doom 2.1, or did you guys stay at Doom 2.0 and you're having this difficulty? It makes sense if you're jumping up from 2.1. I haven't noticed anything specifically if you're still at 2.0 though. But I myself had to force quit, back out, lost almost 2 complete skill teams. Level 85, blue ISO level 2 tier 15 with all the latest, at least 2 T4s. And I autoed them to 100%. This makes our entire guild think that they are stealth buffing nodes again, potentially increasing the difficulty after 100% to encourage moving up in difficulty with Doom with the ISO 82 blue requirements. All of us are still upgrading at least one team for us allowed to move up. Have you heard of any reports on stealth buffing like it's happening in the past? A lot of the stealth buffing was so stealth that even Scopely didn't know about it. It was a bug with Stark Tech that people were complaining about for over a year. And then finally Scopely realized what was going on. I think someone at Reddit posted some stats on that, but even those stealth buffs were not really stealth buffs. It was a bug. So I think they tried to buff some things back in year 1, and there was a lot of backlash from the community, so they stopped doing that. I don't think they're doing that anymore. If there's something going on, just from the conversations I have, it doesn't seem like they do stealth buffs, or at least the explanations of why people have these stealth buffs seem logical to me. I think you could be having some bad RNG. There could be some weird bug, like a Stark Tech bug that maybe has returned. Maybe it's some other weird bug. And of course, they could be stealth buffing stuff. I think that is probably the third likely scenario out of the ones that I mentioned, but it is possible. They could be stealth buffing stuff. I don't know what the benefit to them doing that though, because the community always finds these stuffs out, and that would not be good for Scopely. So I don't think they would stealth buff it, but it is a possibility. I think it's more likely that there's a bug. Yeah, we know Scopely has a ton of bugs, or there's some, I don't know, some shenanigans going on. I don't know. Well, I think this will come to light soon, but I thought for myself, I thought it was just bad RNG. All right. Hey, Valley, greetings from the soggy Pacific Northwest. So my question is this: do you think Scopely can hear us? No, not at all. I mean, they can hear us. They're hearing us, but they're not listening to us, if that makes sense. I've been having a exchange with support about the state of the game. Stupid, sure, but I get that way sometimes. Yeah, well, it's not that you're having a conversation with someone about the state of the game. The support people, I don't know how much they have a pull with. So it's I would consider that having a conversation with a friend, not necessarily with a dev, even though they are working for Scopely. That's just been my experience with the support. They handle the little issues very well, but when it's on widespread things like this, usually they don't respond very well, is what I've noticed. Like when my game crashes, I go to customer support, I write in, and they give me whatever I lost because of the crash. I usually reach out to them for simple stuff. A new person jumps into the conversation and tells me they understand. I'm upset about the honorable orb. Oh yeah, the honorable orbs. The honorable orb actually, it's pretty trashy. We're not getting a lot of other characters. I've been getting some good luck with the Silver Samurai shards on that one though. So I don't know if that's the structure of the orb, or if I'm getting lucky with that, or I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting lucky. All right, now, while I'm not a fan of these orbs, and had sent a message about it early in the conversation that was going on, the time nothing been said about them. So my question is, do you know, as a well-known, respected content creator, the folks at Scopely Boundless listen to you, or are they always waiting to talk? No, they listen to some things. Usually it's the more low-level stuff, like, oh, this bug is happening. Oh, this is the issue in the game. Not as far as like, oh, this orb sucks, because I think the orb sucking and having no other farmable characters in there other than Silver Samurai was an intentional decision. So I don't, usually with bugs and things that have unintended consequences, I think they listen a little more. I think that this crappiness of the honorable orb was well intended, so I don't think they're gonna fix it. So the things that I think they intend, they don't listen. But the things that are unintentional, like the Stark Tech bug like we talked about, like some of these other bugs that they're trying to fix, that they still are confused about, those I think they're a little more willing to listen, because it's not what their intent was. But yeah, I think the honorable orbs, they're crappy, and that's their intent. All right, Morning Valley, hope you and your family are doing well. What do you think of the chances of us getting a Dark Dimension character or characters next patch? Like the last releases of Dark Dimension, aka Symbiote Spider-Man and Pemtech. Keep it smashing, brother. I don't know. Someone asked me that on stream this morning. I thought the chances were very, very low, or I'd hope that would be low. Symbiote Spider-Man was awesome. Pimtech was very disappointing. And Symbiote Spider-Man was awesome because he's an awesome raid character. Pimtech had all those Dark Dimension tags. I hope they don't do any more Dark Dimension specific characters again, because Pimtech is kind of useless. Even Ghost, not very useful anymore as she was when she was first released. So there is a possibility of them doing that. I hope they don't do that though. I would rather have more help in the raids, especially the tech section of the raids, than more Dark Dimension help. Because with Dark Dimension, eventually you're going to get through that thing. Even if you build up bad characters and go through it, eventually you're going to get through Dark Dimension if you keep chipping away at it. But yeah, I don't want many more Dark Dimension characters. All right, in addition to this, who do you think will make the city characters we need for Dark Dimension 5 farmable soon? Shang-Chi, Wing, Cloak, Dagger. So I think Shang-Chi is going to be very good for city. I think Cloak and Dagger would be very good for city. There's not enough in Colleen Wing's kit to make me think that she is going to be a good city character. I mean, I think Misty Knight is going to be a better city character than Colleen Wing. But let's actually go to msf.gg for this. Take a look at some of the recommendations of the Valley Club and myself from chat. So they have this good tool up there on the msf.gg website. What you would do is just log in, go to your roster, go to this Dark Dimension Planner tab here, and you could use this for 2, 3, 4, or 5 if you're getting ready. Now, these are the characters that I think are going to be the best for Dark Dimension 5 based on my use right now of them. So we got these Secret Avengers, using them every day in the Doom raids. We have Doom. I'm using him every day in the Doom raids. And we have Beast. I'm using him not every day in the Doom raids, but once I get to that mutant section, he will be a character that I'm using every single day. So these global characters have double use in Dark Dimension 5. But here's my other recommendation. Don't put any resources to any of these characters right now. They may not be the most effective by the time you're in Dark Dimension. You're ready for Dark Dimension. And a lot of Dark Dimension 2, 3, 4, 5 was based on those mini uniques that you get. Currently, right now, the only place that you get them is the supply store and the war store. They don't pop up anywhere else. So that kind of made my decision who I was bringing to 2, 3, and 4 for me. So keep that in mind. And again, we may not have the best characters. Minerva came out a little bit after Dark Dimension 2 when people struggled through that, and it made it easier for a lot of people. We may not have all the best characters for these, so hold off on gearing them, but this is my plan. This gives you kind of an idea of how much gear you need. And look at all my catalysts. 6,000 advanced basic catalysts. I think I have 40 in my inventory right now. I need 6,000 to get through Dark Dimension 5. A lot of this other gear, 72 teal miasma, augmented miasma. But that is my global recommendations. Let's move on to city, because I think Cloak and Dagger are very, very good. You do have a miasma problem. You do have a alien spores problem with the symbiotes. You could go full symbiotes if you have a bunch of those augmented alien spores, but they're going to be very hard to come by. So I would say Cloak, Dagger. You are still going to use 2 symbiotes, Symbiote Spider-Man and Anti-Venom. These are characters that I'm using all the time. I'm not using Shang-Chi, but word from most people that are using him in the skill sections as a replacement for Fury on that Secret Avengers team works better than Fury, especially at the higher levels. We're in Doom 2.0 right now, 2.1, 2.2, 2.3. People that are in there say they like Shang-Chi a little better than Fury. So this is my recommendation for these characters. If you're using more of these characters in the raids on like a daily basis, though, I would recommend building them up a little bit more. I'm looking here. There's not a lot of characters that I'm using on a daily basis here, other than the symbiotes, and that is pretty much it. So symbiotes, Cloak, Dagger, those are my recommendations. We already talked about global. Don't have a lot of options here for characters that I'm using on a daily basis in global. Not a lot here. There's not a lot here. Even Emma has kind of fallen off a little bit. Kitty Pryde is another alternate recommendation for global if you don't want to invest in Beast, but she takes miasma, so it's going to be harder to find those pieces for her. Nobody else that I'm really using on a daily basis in any of these global characters. Even Sinister. Sinister was a beast for the end of Doom 1.1. Not really as effective in Doom 2.0. So that's my global recommendations. The only other one I would recommend there is potentially Kitty Pryde. Not a lot for city. Let's look at Cosmic right now, because there's not a lot of great. Actually, I take that back. There are a lot of great choices. Cosmic is where we have the most choices there. Kestrel, Silver Surfer, I think are very good. You could bring in Deathpool. She gives energy to mystic characters with all the deaths. How many deaths will you be getting in Dark Dimension 5? It's very questionable. They do have high health pools, but and then we got pretty much all of the Infinity Watch except for Adam Warlock, because he's a legendary character. And then we also have Bishop. Now, Bishop is pretty expensive. So is Hellos. I'm not recommending them here, but with some characters that are not as expensive. These are probably my first choices. Not, you know, gear, what you could get in the supply store aside, those are my first choices. But yeah, Bishop is there, works very well. Other characters that I said, Minerva is kind of a backup character. If you happen to get her gear and are putting and, you know, don't need it for other characters, you could do Minerva instead. Moondragon is also a great option there. And those are who I recommend. Oh, and let's not forget Nebula. She's an important part of that Infinity Watch as well. But that's about it. Those are the characters that I recommend for Cosmic, Global City, and Legendary. You don't have many options. I think the ones that I'm using the most, Jubilee as part of the Axeman, Adam Warlock as part of the Infinity Watch, Doc Ock, not a lot of great tech options, so he's kind of there. Shuri, Fury, Omega Red would be my choice for the 5th. I put Omega Red because he's kind of the new flavor there, but again, I'm not recommending investing any materials right now. This is just kind of placeholders. He may not be the best legendary by the time you get into Dark Dimension 5. And Maud, not a character that I'm using on a daily basis, probably using Shuri a little bit more, but I think Maud's value in other game modes go a little farther. That's the only one. Maud's the only one that I'm not recommending. So potentially doing Shuri, potentially doing Fury. They both take a lot of stuff there, and I think Maud might be the one. So those are my recommendations for Dark Dimension, guys. Let me know what you think of these recommendations. Let me know if you're building up these characters for Dark Dimension. But we have one more question from the mailbag, and it comes from Alzay's Greetings Valley. It was freezing last night, literally. Okay, on to the question. Why would a company pretend to listen to their player base? Answer, it benefits them. Yeah, it's because of money. And I don't know if Scopely's pretending to listen to the player base. I know we say a lot and not a lot gets done. I'm not sure if they're just not listening or they're like, yes, that's a good idea, but we can't implement that. It's hard to say because there's not as much transparency as I would like for this company. But yeah, it benefits them. That's why they would pretend. But I think they actually do listen. Yeah, it's not without merit. The community is a little negative right now. And Scopely has done it to themselves to create this negativity. But yeah, it benefits them. I think they want to make a good game, but I think profits are at the top of their list. So sometimes these things get weird. All right, delays. Not ready kits and teams, but like I said, it benefits them. You'll get your remaining Eternals when the game mode is ready. Until then, have some characters that have been on hold forever. Merry Christmas, ho, ho, ho. Grand Tournament is delayed standby. Oh my goodness, so many things to unpack in this one. I'm gonna leave this one alone though, because I think there's only one question in there. The rest of it is just is ranting. So that is it. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you. Maybe not investing in these characters for Dark Dimension 5, but at least planning out and looking at entering your characters that you're thinking about entering for Dark Dimension 5 and seeing how much materials you're going to need using that roster planner on msf.gg. If this video was helpful for you, if it was entertaining for you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell, guys. Let's grow this channel. Ring that notification bell. I will see you guys next time. Hopefully, I'll see you guys on the live stream tomorrow morning. We live stream every weekday morning on Twitch. ValleyFlyin 76 is the channel there. And then we'll be back tomorrow with more Marvel Strike Force content and back on Thursday with the news, guys. So a lot of cool stuff coming up. I will see you guys next time. Thank you for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day. Give me that Hulk fist bump. And I'll see you guys next time. ValleyFlyin out.